Hello, this is Greg Van Kirk, and I'd like to spend a few minutes here to share a description of how to use the Success Measurement Blueprint. This is one of the innovation design tools, and you'll find this in Toolkit 6, Design Blueprints. So starting at the top here, Success Measurement Blueprint. This is for conversations focused on defining how success is measured. Pretty straightforward, right? So let me read through about this tool. Changemaking is an accretive process. Positive change builds over time. Short-term positive changes lead to medium-term positive changes that lead to long-term positive changes. This success measurement blueprint tool should help you and your team design indicators for your change-making innovation that reflect and respect this process. Right? Respect that it's a process. You can't jump to long-term changes, right? You got to work your way through it. This tool includes the following prompts to help guide your conversations. Short-term changes. So what are short-term positive changes? These are learnings and insights that might include positive changes in awareness. People become aware of things, knowledge, skills, attitudes, opinions, aspirations, and or motivations. Not an all-inclusive list, but hopefully really helpful for guidance. Medium-term changes. These are changes in ways of doing things that might include positive changes in behaviors, practices, policies, social action, and or decision-making, right? So in the short term, you've changed your knowledge, your skills, your attitudes, your awareness, your opinions, something along those lines. And then you start to actually change your behavior, your practices, your policies, right? That's how it works. Then we go to long-term changes. These are changes in conditions that might include positive changes in family, social, occupational, physical, psychological, economical, educational, and or environmental conditions, right? This is where we want to get to. The conditions in someone's life have changed. They're improved well-being, right? Family well-being, physical well-being, psychological well-being, what have you. All right, so that is about the tool. You've got short-term, medium-term, and long-term changes. And now let me go to the tool itself here. And you'll see on the left is the tool, and then on the right is the engagement role guidance. I'm just going to start on the left here with the tool itself. As always, you can click here on the tool to access the Google Sheet or make an editable copy, right? These are all in Google Sheets. It means you can use them virtually, you can use them together, you can synchronously be going through it. So at the top, you just want to start with the solution or innovation description. So what's your solution? What's the product? What is it that's been created? It's maybe already been created. Maybe you're analyzing something that already exists, or a solution or an innovation description for something that you have in mind, something that you're thinking of creating, something that you are just about to create. So just what is it that you're looking at here? Then you want to know who's the community group or the organization that's benefiting, right? So with this solution, you're solving a problem for someone. Who are you solving a problem for? It's a community, it's a group, or it's an organization potentially, right? Okay, then what we want to do is we want to look at our actual sort of tool here. And you'll see at the left-hand column, we have success indicator categories. All right, so we start with short-term, you see on the left there in blue, written vertically, short-term changes, those are learnings and insights. And so we have that list there, awareness, knowledge, skills, et cetera, that we had there previously in the description. So what we want to note down is, let's maybe start at success indicator category. We go to awareness, then we go over to the right, we see pre-innovation situation. So maybe there was a change in awareness, right? What was someone's awareness, for example, about if you're doing water purification, right? Maybe what was pre-innovation, what was their awareness about the importance of water purification, right? Pre-innovation. So what was the situation before? It could be that somebody was aware, it could be somebody wasn't aware, it could actually be that awareness wasn't relevant, right? But go through these to make sure that you're touching on everything. So you're going to go through short-term changes, learnings and insights, and go through each one of those awareness, knowledge, skills with the pre-innovation situation, right? Then to the right, you're going to say the desired change. So what do you hope changes? So for example, if somebody pre-innovation was not aware that water was contaminated, right? Then the desired change is that they're now aware that water is contaminated, right? That one's pretty straightforward. Okay, so you're going to do the desired change for each one. People didn't have certain skills, now they have certain skills. Be specific, right? As much as you can. And then you've got to the right is success indicator ideas or actual success indicators. So how will you know if someone moved from wasn't aware about water contamination to aware of water contamination? What's a success indicator there? It's where you got to be creative, right? You got to figure out how are you going to know that that happened. Okay, so you do that for the short-term changes, the learnings and the insights, and then you can do the same for medium-term changes, ways of doing things. It's important, since these do build on each other, to start with short-term, then go medium-term, then go long-term, right? And go through the same process. Okay. Having said that, what you could also do is start with the long-term change. You know where you want to get to, right? So someone educationally, for example, your pre-innovation situation is that the condition was they did not have education opportunities, right? And then you want them, the desired changes, you want them to be able to go to high school and university, right? And so the success indicators that they were admitted and they graduated or something, right? Then you can go work your way backwards and say, okay, what are the other things that needed to happen along the way to make all of this possible? Overall, don't get too hung up on the actual tool, the framework itself. Um, Really just have a conversation about each one of these short-term, medium-term, and long-term changes, and see if you can figure out, you can pick out some key success indicators that are really, really relevant for the solution and for the people that you're hoping to support. Right. Oftentimes we miss these. We miss that there is this process of short term, medium term, long term, where we're not as comprehensive enough in our thinking about how to measure success. So hopefully this tool will help you do that. If we go over to engagement role guidance, how to use this tool based on the context and the goals of the situation, right? You're going to change it. So here are just some suggestions. If you're hands-on, use this for conversations with the organization you're working with to talk about how they measure the success for their work, right? So what's their solution? You could put that in. Who are they trying to help? That's the community group. And then you can have a conversation about, okay, what was the situation that they saw in the pre-innovation situation? What was their desired change? And now how do they measure success? Note that down. Consulting. Use this to help the organization or team and or project team that you're consulting for think about, talk about, and note down how success should be measured for the project you're working on. Right. So really great to be online. Okay, how are we going to know if this project was successful? Okay. And innovating. Use this to discuss and decide the indicators of success for the innovation. So how are we going to define success for this innovation? You should do that before you actually, as a really early part of the design process, right? What's the positive change that people hope happens in their lives as a result of the new solution you're innovating? Okay. So what's people's desired change? That's what you're trying to measure. It's not what I think the desired change should be as much as possible. It should be what they believe the desired change should be, right? What they care about, what's important to them. And we design with that in mind. So that is it. Hopefully you find that helpful, a little bit more robust there, and it's going to require a little bit of time for conversations, but really, really important conversations here to be having. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions about the success measurement blueprint, or if you need any other help or support. That's what I'm here for. So all the best and have a great day.